Boo! Sergeant America coming from the dark. And I do mean to do this. This isn't because of my bad filming techniques or because I don't edit or because I'm lazy as hell. No, this time I want to talk about digital. First and foremost, I think digital and physical both have their place in everybody's collection. In my closet, I have 6 small short boxes of comics. Most of mine have come from, trying to think, about 2000, maybe about 2010. So, I mean, yeah, I have not been doing it very long. I see lots of people, huge collections. They are amazing. They are beautiful. They are wonderful. I do cry for you if you ever decide to move. And I believe JB just recently moved and has kind of suffered through with that. So that's the first and foremost. Right here, I have just under probably 1,000 comics. Real nice and easy to move. It's one of the first and foremost things I do like about it. But definitely, like I said, there's pros and cons on both. As I continue through, I'm going to talk with everybody about both. First and foremost, comic book costs, 25 cents from the old bin, dollar bins. If you don't, maybe $2.99, holding the line, up to that $7, $10, $20 special variant. And then you have that physical copy in your hand. Once again, another wonderful, beautiful, ingenious thing that they've done. Nothing better than that tactile book in your hand. And I'll admit, right now I am running off of an old software program for my iPad because one time when I did an update, I almost lost all of my comics. I'll go into that a little bit more later, but I understand. I definitely understand on that. But what I was also getting at was iPad or tablet or whatever. There's a lot of good deals out there online. Of course, I got here an iPad 1, I believe it is. Maybe it's an iPad 2. The thing is, that you drop your business card in or you enter a contest and, you maybe win a chance at getting a tablet. I did that for work, and lo and behold, as I was walking around, I heard my name being called, and I knocked down 2 old ladies and a baby to get there, and they were handing me a box, and I was shaking the hand, and I wasn't quite looking, and they took the photos for all the PR, which is a whole thing they do for this thing, and then as I walked away, I realized, hey, I won the iPad. Excellent. At that point, I still believe that, because I knew it had to work with your iTunes, and at that point, I still believed that iTunes were locked into individual computers, and I didn't have a laptop because I'm cheap as hell. So it sat on my shelf for about 6 months until I'd finally gotten married and everything was locked in, everything was going great. And my wife, excuse me, had just gotten a new laptop. And she says, well, download it and all that, and we'll get it all hooked up. And I went through the whole rigmarole, and many of you are smarter than I am and have figured out by now I should have did this a long time ago. All right, so I have, my Marvel app, my DC, IDW, Image, Vertigo, Dynamite, and then Hoopla. Most of this stuff can be incorporated just under Comixology, and Comixology has a great site and all that. Problem is I did have a Comixology one. I have now forgotten both my name and my password for it. And once that happens, they're not real good about trying to get back to you about solving this stuff. So my Marvel has a ton, and we'll just start by clicking on Marvel. Ooh, there's your Marvel Comics. We'll give it a second. Remember, it's an old iPad. Then it should be bringing up the comic I was reading any minute now. Remember, I got wireless, so it takes us a little bit extra. Actually, I think it's just oh, there we go. So, loading the library of books that I have, and boom, we should get Thunderbolts. So I'm reading Thunderbolts right now, so I'm going to go to my books real quick. We'll go back to Thunderbolts later. It's been enjoyable. I have, see, that's what page I'm on. 223 out of 243. So close to being done with this. I bought a couple of trades recently. Going back to my books again. Here we go. Ugh. Trying to get my beautiful face in here. I have it arranged by alphabetical order. I have 660 comics stored on here under this app. There's probably some more, and if I were to go to the store, I could download. So it is, my iPad does have these on here. It does take up a lot of memory. In fact, it's probably 70% of all the memory I have on my iPad is comics. If I had a wireless system, something like that, or if I used to go, because I'm cheap, to the local bagel shop, use the free Wi-Fi, buy the book, download the book there. It would take me about the entire time I'm eating and drinking about 10, 20 minutes on their Wi-Fi. It's a lot quicker here. I get it done in just a couple of minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. So, but I mean, we'll look here at all new X-Men, because it's all under A. That's where it is. And then you choose issue 1. So click on that. There it is. Wonderful cover. No variant covers. Boom. Kind of gives you the whole look of it. You keep swiping, with that wonderful information page. And as you can see, I mean, there it is. And I could turn it sideways. It'll adjust, so it gives me the bigger information. I could double tap, and then it does a walkthrough, basically. So, as you can see here, as I continue to tap, it goes through the storyline little by little. I can see with some people how the artwork works and how it zooms in. They always keep kind of updating and changing that, hopefully making it as better as possible. Remembering at any time I can turn and tilt if I need to. So I tap on that side, I tap on this side, and it goes back in case I miss something. I do like it because if there's certain surprises, I never accidentally flip too far forward, or I never scan too far ahead. So it's been really good about that part of the book for me. I could tap. There's things like I can jump entire pages, get more information about the book. So it's always enjoyable. In fact, I will go to the store. Boom. You can see right now there's a 99-cent What If sale. Oh, I didn't know about that. Actually, every Monday and every Friday there's a sale. Now that I see that, I'm going to have to spend some money on some What Ifs. Basically, and I can kind of show you. I'll just click on that. Here's a whole bunch of What Ifs. I'm not going to find a whole lot of 1977 to 1984 comics in my area. So what's good is I can just get myself a copy and I can read it 100 times and not worry about destroying it. But like I said, there's always a chance of losing it, especially when you're not as tech savvy as I am. Most people probably have it figured out. If I was going to buy it, I would click on the little red number and let me see if I can kind of do it. Yeah, so there's these little red numbers right here. And like I said, all these are 99 cents. I can click on the book. It gives me information about all the What Ifs. I can kind of just scroll through those. Information on, who wrote them, who drew them, summary of the story, and then a couple little, like 3 pages worth of the story. So, this has been enjoyable. Basically, and I think it's Comixology that did all this. Because DC is pretty much exactly the same. When I go to show you that, in fact, I will click out. I will click on DC. I was probably reading a DC digital also. So you'll see also, well, I got 600. I'm probably over 1,000 then, aren't I? I was reading Red Sun. This is telling me that there's an update on this book, so I'll go ahead and start updating it. But that's how they kind of change the pictures, some of that stuff. So, I mean, I guess possibly they could change the content of something you already have, take out something that's controversial, fix something that looks stupid. Cancel out of this. Once again, it's asking me to sign into a special account. I've never had an account. All right, this is 235. So I actually am short than 1,000 on this. There are a couple other free ones, other ones I've purchased and I've just gotten rid of. Just so then, as I scroll through, I don't have to get through every single uber duber one. You can see it loading, getting all the information, all my comics. But it is, pretty much the same format. We'll go to the store, and as you can see, pretty much the same format on the DC store. One last thing though, before everybody cancels out of here, I do also have this Hoopla app. My Hoopla app is tied to my library system. They allow me 10 downloads that can be a movie, a audio book, a book converted to digital, or of course comic books. So almost everything I get is comic books on here. They do trades, which is wonderful, and one trade counts as one book. And you can see that sometimes programs crash. Or they do individuals, and that was the thing. Like with some of the Valiant ones, I had to do individual books so that I can only read 10 per month, and then I have to wait till the next month, which isn't that bad. It's all free. It just kind of helps so I don't have to always go to their store, or you get extra selections that are not available through. And once again, there you go. That's the issue with digital. And I know some people don't like that. And if something doesn't work, you don't get and just clearing all that garbage out. Boom. See if clearing that out will do it. Like I said, so there's free ones. Oh, here we go. You can see the different ones that I've chosen here recently. I've been reading Morning Glories, Irredeemable, Batman Nightfall. But I mean, when you go to the choosing them, let's see, books. Click on that a second. I just recently read Wonder Woman Earth 1. Here's all the book things I can get into. Click on comics. And there's just a lot of them. There is no Marvel on Hoopla right now. I do believe, though, that artists still get, and writers and everybody still gets paid for clicks on here. That it's the same as, I guess, if you read a book in your library, they still get a kind of a percentage out on that. So, I've enjoyed it. I definitely think there's a place for it. Like I said, I'm able to take, on my big trip to Alaska, I was able to read a whole bunch of books that I've been wanting to read. Like I said, carrying around is definitely nice. The 99-cent deals are good. But I mean, yeah, there's sometimes I can't access it. If I have to download, I have to wait for their servers to be corrected. One time, Marvel decided to sell 100 books for they gave away 100 books free, and their server was just killed by that. I mean, it was crashed majorly. It was just one of those things because they were giving away number ones, hoping you'd enjoy your number one and then want to purchase more. And Comixology, like I said, does a lot of great deals. Artwork, as you saw in there, older books, they can update the color, they can sharpen the image. You don't have to worry about water stains. You don't have to worry about ruining a great comic book. Something, maybe you have CGC slabbed, so you can't crack that baby open, even though you love it. So I can read Avengers number 1. I'm not going to find Avengers number 1 outside of reprints anywhere else. uh, trades, that kind of stuff. I just have to say I think the balance is there. But I do only read it on my tablet. I don't read it on my computer monitor, which I could do. I've tried doing that a couple times, and yeah, it's not as enjoyable. People have it where they can read it on the TV. I think it does come down to the format. I can hold it. I can still kind of read it like it's a book. Still sit in my comfy chair with a cat on me and read until I get tired and go to sleep. I can start reading. I can Facebook. I can take images, though it's one of the things I do like. I do photograph a lot of stuff silly on my phone with my phone that I see in my solid books, my physical floppy comics. But you could still get the image and you hit 2 buttons on the iPad and click. It takes a picture of it, and then I can use that if there's something I want to show, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. So I feel, once again, I have to keep coming on. I have to keep fighting the good fight for digital. But I'm also out there. There are stuff that all the apps have out there, that there's pieces that are free. I do believe in still in supporting your artists that way. Even as cheap as I am, somebody's still giving me their blood, their sweat, their craft, and I appreciate that. I'm paying for that. I do like the free things that the apps allow. I do know there's people out there that are pirating books, and that's just it's things like that are going to help demise of the whole product. So I would just implore you to do it if you're going to do it properly. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Now at this point, I'm getting into the ramble. So let me know. Is there a place for digital in your life? Even you, Travis. Is there a place? But I would definitely say, the format is what matters. How you're reading it, getting quality product. And I really think Marvel and DC, all of them, really should start focusing in on, maybe there's certain content that should go digital that's not paper. Maybe there's certain things that, may change over. I do want to keep and preserve those physical copies. I love going to my store. I love meeting all the people that work there, chatting with them every week, going to events, talking with them after hours, developing that community. But for the people that, have to order their comics in the mail, that's great. But I know you sometimes get damaged product. I know sometimes it's delayed. And that's so long as that service keeps going. If it's not there, would that make it more appealing to do digital? So chat with me in the comments below. I hope that everybody finds a place in their heart for just a little bit of digital. And until next time, fight the good fight and keep it catchphrase.